This guy is really persistent. Zhang Long glanced back and saw that William was still chasing relentlessly. The interception squads he had sent out were completely outmatched, unable to even touch the edge of William's robes. What was even more frustrating was that, while pursuing them, William would periodically launch signal flares, exposing their location with absolute clarity. At this rate, no matter which direction they retreated in, they would eventually be intercepted. Zhang Long! Zhao Hu! You two personally take care of that annoying fly for me, General Lewis immediately ordered. But General, if we leave, who will ensure your safety? Zhang Long hesitated. The general's condition was already dire. Without their protection, if an expert assassin attacked, the consequences would be disastrous. If that damn fly isn't dealt with, I'll be in even greater danger. Now go! General Lewis roared impatiently. Yes, sir! Zhang Long and Zhao Hu exchanged a glance before taking 2 squads of soldiers to intercept William. They knew full well that unless they eliminated William, their main force would never be able to escape. They would only be dragged to their deaths. They had to settle this quickly. Taking advantage of the time Zhang Long and Zhao Hu were buying, General Lewis gave another order. Red Fire Army, split up into 10 squads and retreat in different directions. We'll regroup outside the city. Yes, General! The Red Fire soldiers acknowledged the order and immediately scattered. Meanwhile, General Lewis, accompanied by only 5 personal guards, slipped into a hidden alleyway. Despite his rough exterior, he was meticulous and cautious. He knew that if they all fled together, the only outcome would be complete annihilation by the Royal Estate's forces. No one would survive. The only chance they had was to break up into smaller groups and disappear into the city. In simple terms, he needed most of the Red Fire Army to act as a diversion for the royal forces. Otherwise, his own escape was hopeless. Due to the red signal flares, the entire city's military forces had already been mobilized. Every major road and exit was sealed off. All civilian traffic had been stopped. Fully armed soldiers were now patrolling the streets, conducting a citywide search. The scattered Red Fire squads barely ran for the time it took to drink a cup of tea before they started getting intercepted. The royal forces had been given strict orders. Any Red Fire soldiers who resisted were to be executed on the spot. Thus, one battle after another erupted across the city streets. One by one, the Red Fire squads were being wiped out. Though they were elite soldiers of the general's mansion, they could not withstand the overwhelming numerical advantage of the city's forces. Under these circumstances, General Lewis and his few remaining guards were like rats, scurrying from one hiding spot to another. Every time they saw an armed patrol approaching, they had to duck into the shadows, moving forward in constant fear. Fortunately, General Lewis had sharp instincts and could sense danger ahead of time, allowing him to avoid being caught. His plan was to reach his safe house before the citywide lockdown was fully in effect. However, every main road leading to his safe house was already blocked by the royal forces. If he wanted to get there, he had to take a detour. But if he took a detour, he might not make it in time. And there was no guarantee that the alternative routes were not also guarded. As the number of search teams in the streets increased, the tension among his personal guards grew. General, at this rate, we'll be discovered sooner or later. I say we break through and fight our way out. A round-faced guard gritted his teeth and drew his blade, eyeing the heavily guarded checkpoint ahead. Sneaking around like this was humiliating. It would be better to go down fighting. Maybe they could carve a bloody path to freedom. You fool! The general is poisoned. How do you expect to break through? If you want to die, don't drag the general down with you. A square-faced guard snapped. Then what do we do? We can't just keep hiding. If we wait until dawn, our chances will be even worse. The round-faced guard was growing desperate. Turn back. Find a place to hide first. I can't hold on much longer. General Lewis muttered, drenched in sweat. The effects of the 10 fragrant soft tendon powder had fully set in. He could barely walk, let alone fight his way out. For now, Their only option was to find a temporary hiding spot and wait for the storm to pass. As long as he survived the night, once the poison wore off, escaping West Lucosia would not be difficult. After all, he had long prepared an escape route for himself. Meanwhile, Zhang Long and Zhao Hu were still locked in combat with William. The two were slightly weaker than William in terms of individual strength, so either could take him on alone. However, through their coordinated teamwork and the assistance of 100 Red Fire soldiers, they had managed to gain the upper hand. After a fierce battle, they had already inflicted several wounds on William. Of course, in return, William had slain over 20 of their soldiers. Although they appeared to be in control of the fight, Zhang Long and Zhao Hu were growing increasingly anxious. If they couldn't take down William soon, once the royal estate's reinforcements arrived, they would be the ones to die.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tight, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase, keeping you